Hey everybody, 1223 here with my first video in 2 weeks of anything, and it happens to be a Dietz Lantern update. A Dietz Lantern update and an Adlake update. Two of the three lamps I want to update are here. The Adlake Reliable is not. I will get to why, but first you can clearly see on the left the blizzard is done with its restoration work. I'll get more into the square lift in a minute, or two, or a few. But the blizzard is out of its death mix. We had to take it out on Friday because it stunk so bad. The whole house, we couldn't get rid of the odor, and it wasn't gone until the next morning because the potatoes rotting in water. Oh my God. Do it out in the garage. It says do it in the basement, but do it out in the garage anyway, man. Oh. Smell like something died in here. But anyway, all the acidity from the potatoes removed a lot of the rust that was starting to really take hold on this lamp. And now it's just bare aged metal, which is alright with me. But my first discovery on this lamp was that, I can get it up here, there we go. The rust had loosened, or the stuff had loosened up the globe lift quite a bit, but on the globe, I don't know if you'll be able to see or not, considering it's so faint, but on the globe, right around here, and you can see a little bit, it's not very clear, but it says, right here, number 2 cold blast. Oh, there you go. You can see it down there. It says it very, very faint, which means that this globe is most likely and very likely original. If it wasn't, it probably would have had to fit all in. The removal of all the crap on the air tubes has made me find that this thing was built in March of 1923, which says so on the air tubes, which lists several other patent dates. But on the top, it's very clean now. It sounds like she's starting to rust again in the tank. On the top here, it's a little dark. It says Dietz on both the top. Well, here, I'll do this to make it easier. I'll bring it closer. I can always remove this, baby, from the tripod. There. That makes it easier. Freehand it. It says number 2 blizzard on the tank. The lettering cleaned up pretty good. Dietz, New York, USA. The burner, we still have yet to get a new one for it, but this thing, it cleaned up so well, the cone hardly even latches anymore. It cleaned up so well, because before it was just rust holding it together. I might have to push the tabs down. But the part that cleaned up probably the best was the globe lift, which is pretty shiny for the most part. There wasn't really any paint on it at all. The bottom you can see is still... but we're working on getting the new thing, the cap. When we got this lamp out of the death mixture that it was in, we tried to get the mixture out of the house as soon as possible, and we weren't kind of thinking. I took the bucket out to the storm drain. I just pushed the thing right over, not even thinking. And when my dad was cleaning it, I'm like, "Where's the cone? Where's the cone and fuel cap?" And I'm like, "Oh crap!" Thinking that I possibly dumped it down the storm drain, but by luck, it was still out there on top of the pile of rotting potatoes. So it was just by luck that it happened to still be out there. But yeah, let's put this globe back in there. The globe latches in really well. Probably slides in and out a little better now, but Afterwards, when we got everything all put back together, we put the thing in the oven to try and dry out. Bad idea, because the whole thing smelled, and then the whole upstairs now smelled. And it was just starting to become the biggest pain in the butt ever. So afterwards, we took it out and we took some WD-40 and rubbed it around to try and help keep the thing from rusting, since it was just bare metal. But we might have to use some different metal on it. But otherwise, I mean, the thing came out really well. I mean, we're always experimenting with new methods. Trying to figure out anyway, because I'm not really trustworthy about sandblasting, and nor will I be. Because I just do not want those things to get ruined. Because if it's a rare lamp, and we don't know if the metal's there or not, it could get totally destroyed. And we do not want that. So, but otherwise, I mean, the thing came out really well. I do not know when I'll light it, but only time will tell. We just have to get the burner first for it. But otherwise, it came out pretty well. It's so big that it wouldn't even fit in my cabinet downstairs. But we have everything rearranged again, because we kind of changed our mind about the cabinet thing. So they're just kind of spread out around the basement, kind of accent the basement up. All my lamps are. Now I'll get into part 2 or 3 of this update. Set the Blizzard over here and pull out the square lift tubular, which you've all seen before. My rarest lamp, and I will also get to the update because it's found a lot out about this thing. The number 0 square lift tubular. Still have yet to get a fuel cap for it. We're working on it. But I found out why they call it a square lift. Ironically, the hook up here is called the square lift, and that's how the name was. I also found out that if your lamps are old enough, they'll have this on the bottom. I don't know if you can probably see that. Probably not. Nope, you cannot. Let me bring it around over here to the light so you can see it better. But on the bottom of the older lamps is Dietz's older logo. I'm afraid of dumping rust on the floor. Says Dietz both ways. Standard lamps, standard lanterns and lamps. Dietz on the bottom of the lamp. But the cap, the fuel cap, is very small, which is kind of prototypical for the time. It takes a 1/2 inch cap, which is really, really small. But now, and upon further inspection today, I was kind of fiddling around with the thing, and I noticed she's an oldie on the thing right here. Dang it, I'm just not in the right spot of my light. I want to turn this thing around because I'm just not in the right spot of light. Bring it over here now. Let's try this. Unless I'm going to have to go out in the kitchen. But right around here. Well, no, hang on. I'll show you here in a minute. I'm going to go downstairs and grab one of my Christmas presents. Alright, I'm back up here. Now, I'll turn you back around so I can just go back to how it was. But, if you want a dependable flashlight, one that will never fail you, you want a mag light. And I tell you, that sucker is bright. Just one little LED in there and it'll get the job done. Now, let's try this. But if you look right here, we got ourselves a hole in the air tube and a nice stress crack going right through the bottom of it. If my flashlight wasn't so bright, well, you can see it right in there. Nothing that my dad said was a pretty easy fix, nothing that a little soldering couldn't do. I mean, it's still pretty solid there, but except for that hole, just gonna have to do a little repair work on the corner. I mean, all the corners were used soldering, so held up pretty long. Now, the real surprise is that I figured out why the burner cap will not come off, and I got it off without breaking it, which was a miracle. Because usually my ways, I always end up breaking something. But at the same time, but pretty much you lift it up, and this tab right here is the lip of the thing, but on this side, that's a hinge right there, where right above the word square lift, and you push up on it. It's kind of stuck. It's old. I had it off earlier. There it goes. There it goes. There. There. And voila. There's the burner right there. Now, as you can tell by the patterns on this thing, that this is a very old burner. It's got stars in the burner, and that was the pattern back in the 1800s. This burner is probably about the size of a little wizard burner, but it is old, and it makes me wonder. I thought it was brass originally because of all the bright yellow on it, but upon closer inspection, I found out that a lot of this was a bunch of old brass paint, old gold color paint, and I'm starting to get, and it makes you wonder how many coats of paint might possibly be on this thing. And the real discovery was what was on the handle of the knob of this thing. I don't know if you can see that, but right about there, it says Dietz on the top, but then on the bottom, it says SG and L Co., which stands for a company that Dietz was currently trying to buy out at the time. It's called the Steam Gauge and Lantern Company. This company worked also in New York, and in fact, actually, Steam Gauge was using the rights of it because their factory had burnt down around 1895, I think. And then eventually, eventually Dietz just went out and bought out their wallet, showed them some green, and what do you know, they merged in. But the Steam Gauge and Lantern name was still used on some of the lamps up until 1900. So that tells you how old that lamp is. That lamp is approaching 120 years very fast. But it's most likely close to 115, 110. Because the number 0 series lamps, including the OK tubular, the side lift tubular, the square lift tubular, all of those, the regular tubular, those were all made after the 1894 depression, economic depression. So, but just found out how to do that thing today. But I'm probably not going to open it as much because I do not want to break that hinge off. I do not know how strong it is at all. But stay in there. But it's just a very, very old burner. Now the hard part is getting it back on. There it goes. But now the little update on the Adlake Reliable. We asked a big lantern dude named Jack Moore down in Indiana. We knew been friending him through eBay, and he said that he'd take a look at it if we send it down. So we did. And when he got it, he said that the inside of the top wasn't the right one because he said that there was a hole in it. And at one point in time, that lamp, because we bought it as a frame, the frame had been electrified. And that's why there was nothing with it. And the incorrect cap was put back, and the incorrect underside of the lid was put in. So he took that out, put the right side in, and he said that we had the correct Sangster style fount that goes in it. But for some reason, since it's a number 39 size railroad lamp, but for some reason, he has a ton of number 39 globes, but out of all of them, only one fit. And he said in all of his years, he's been collecting nearly 25 years, he said he's never seen a lamp like this, and he has no idea why. But he says, too, that also this lamp is one of the best ones that he's seen in terms of condition. He says usually a lot of them are rusted out, rotted out, and they have usually nails in the handle and the handles are busting, whatever. So he says that we got a really, really good one, which I'm really proud about. But unfortunately, we have spent a lot of money in this thing. And right now, we're having to save up for a month because he wants $100 for the globe. And it is a blue one, which sounds really, really cool. My dad has a picture in his email, but unfortunately, he's not here because he's going back to school to try and earn his degree since he failed to at first time he tried. And so I currently cannot show you. But it should be coming back pretty soon, and as soon as that globe comes up, I will show it to you as soon as I can, because it just sounds really, really cool. But one of the best reliables, though, that we had seen, and it sold. So, I mean, one of the best reliables that he's ever seen, so we're really proud of it. And he said at least a couple hundred. So we're really, really excited about that. But we also, after this, are making a promise, or we're going to try to not buy a lantern until June, because we're going to be going down to a huge lantern thing in St. Charles, Illinois, which has about I think it has like 36,000 square feet or 22,000 square feet or something of space, carpeted, air conditioned, stuff like that. So it's going to be really, really neat. I've been trying to sell off some of my stuff. I just, yesterday, I sold my used Dietz Comet and 3 of my 4 spare globes. The little wizard globe that came in the little giant, the original one, my clear little wizard globe, the Fitzall globe, and my extra Fitzall globe, because I now have a red one in the Victor, and the used Comet. So I'm pretty happy about that. I got $26. If you include shipping, I got about 34. So very, very happy about that. Because it also makes up space for me. But until then, we're going to try. I mean, unfortunately, ever since the new year, there's been a ton of good stuff coming on eBay, and it's been very, very tempting. So, and especially considering that there's the first American junior on there that I've seen in a long time, just a junior. So it's getting very hard not to try and buy something. But since my dad is, I pretty much have sucked the money right out of him from this whole lantern thing, because I buy so many common ones at one time, it's starting to really strain out his wallet. But I will be right back, though, and I will get that Victor, because I don't think I've showed you it with the red globe. But I'll be right back and go down and get that thing. Okay, move the square lift out of the way. But originally, when I got this Victor, it had a red globe in it, and upon opening it, I busted it. So, but here it is now, with the red globe. Looks very, very good. I switched out the clear globe and put that one in the Monarch because for some reason the one just didn't appeal to me that was in it. It always looked dirty even after I cleaned it, so I sold that, and I sold it. So but otherwise it's been a pretty action-packed here this little while. But I will let you know when stuff comes for the square lift, and when that Reliable gets back. I'll show the new top. And when that globe comes too, when we can afford the $100 for it. But I also will point out too that whoever used that square lift last used it a lot, because the tank is rusting very bad on the inside. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's been a pretty action-packed here this little while. I've just been waiting for that blizzard to get out of its mixture. But overall, this is it for now. But we'll see in a little bit here, or we'll talk to you in a little bit here, everyone. Thanks for watching my videos. I went over 2,000 views just the other day, and I'm pretty glad about that. So keep the views coming, and keep on friending me. Tell all your friends, whatever, see if they like them. I'll try and get any other way for people to know about me and my lanterns and everything else. But whenever I find something cool, I will try and post it. trains, lanterns, whatever. But I will also try seeing too if I can go to Train Festival 2011 this year down in Illinois, because I missed the chance of going to 2009 over in Owasso. So, and I will try and see if I can go to 1223 this year out in Grand Haven when the festival is, because they're supposed to have it with a new coat of paint for a cosmetic restoration, and they should have the whistle hooked up too. The whistle might be on an air pump, so maybe see if I can get to blow that if they got it working. But who knows? But anyway, this is just a little update on what's been going on here around here lately and things that will be coming up. So don't expect too many videos coming up. I'll try to see if maybe I can start some rail fanning here pretty soon though. But otherwise, that's about it. 1223 out.